greatest fighter in Bellator history, right here.
Patrício, your first fight coming up here, bantamweight. I guess the question we're all wondering is, how are you feeling? How's the cut going? And just a couple days out, how are you?
I'm good. How about you? I feel good. Just ready to make history.
For you, I guess you've talked about this for a long time. What was it that made now the right time? Was it just the opportunity Bellator finally gave it to you, or did you feel like, why did you feel like this was the right time to make this move?
Porque você está sentindo agora mesmo o tempo certo para fazer essa luta de baixar peso e luta pelo título.
Eu vou falar em português e traduzir, certo?
Ok.
Eu acho que é natural. A gente tem o título do peso pena por muitos anos. Eu acabei vencendo o Michael Chandler em 1 minuto naquela disputa de cinturão do peso leve. Então apareceu a oportunidade agora de lutar pelo peso galo e o Bellator me ouviu. Agradeço pela oportunidade e é isso. Vamos lá pegar esse terceiro cinturão, se Deus permitir.
I've been the champ for many years at featherweight here in Bellator. I went up to 155, knocked out Michael Chandler in 1 minute, vacated the belt. Patrício Pitbull won it, my brother. And this opportunity arose to fight for the 135-pound bantamweight title against Sergio Pettis, and I'm grateful for this opportunity. I can't wait.
I'm sure when you planned this, you had an idea of how moving down in weight would go, but now that you've gone through most of the process, is it what you expected? Has it been easier? Has it been more difficult to shed those pounds?
Esse processo de baixar o peso você planejou antes, mas agora que você está fazendo mesmo, como você está, o mesmo que você pensou, como está sentindo esse processo de baixar no peso?
Eu mesmo não posso acreditar. Eu estou quase sem acreditar no que está acontecendo. A descida de peso está sendo mais fácil do que no peso pena, mas teve um processo desde do camp da luta passada, quando eu bati o campeão do Rising, Kleber Koik. Eu me mantive na dieta e eu estou fazendo a mesma dieta, mas não saí dela desde outubro. Então, para mim, está parecendo bem mais fácil bater esse peso de 61 quilos de bantamweight. E pra você ter uma ideia, eu estou agora com 143 pounds, então estou muito bem, estou conseguindo treinar forte ainda. Estou bebendo muita água, estou me alimentando normal, então eu acho que vocês vão ver um Patrício Pitbull muito melhor nessa luta que vem, nessa próxima luta.
I can't believe how easy this process of going down the weight class has been. I've been on this diet since I beat the Rising World Champ Kleber back in last year, so I've been dieting. I am only 8 pounds over. It's never been easier. It's easier for me making this weight than it was for making featherweight. And qual foi a última parte?
Eu estou bem, estou feliz e foi fácil porque eu me mantive na dieta desde lá, não mudei nada.
I'm great. I'm ready, and it was easy, easier than ever, easier than making featherweight, and I'm ready to shock the world.
A lot of champions, I feel like, once they're dominant in a division, they like to stay there, right? They're comfortable, they're winning, they're cashing big checks, but you've continued to chase other goals, moving up, moving down. So I guess why? Like, what is it that drives you to try to move outside of that comfortable spot at the top that you already have in the division?
I don't like to be comfortable. I always want to move forward, and I love challenges. That's why I'm always trying to put hard things to happen like that.
No other fighter in any major promotion has ever held 3 titles in that one promotion. So I guess for you, what would that mean for you and your legacy? Do you feel like to be the only one to ever do something like that?
I am not thinking about that, but eu acredito que esse é um resultado de um trabalho duro por muitos anos, mas eu estou focado agora na luta, porque sem a vitória nada disso vai acontecer. Então a gente não pode agir aqui como se eu já tivesse esse título. Tem um cara duro pela frente, que é um dos caras mais técnicos, versáteis que eu já vou enfrentar. Então primeiro tenho que bater nele, depois pensar nos louros da glória.
I'm not worried about what people are going to say about me. I have a fighter that is very dangerous, very technical, and very good, a world champion in front of me named Sergio Pettis. my main focus is to become the 135-pound world champion, and then after we accomplish that goal, we'll see where everybody else wants to put me.
Dropping down in weight, obviously your body's going to change a lot, but are there things like timing or anything that are different as well? Like, do you think it will take you a little bit of time to get used to being in there with somebody that's an elite 135er?
Você está baixando peso, você acha que tempo certo e timing e velocidade vai mudar dentro da luta? Mas você está treinando com 3 pessoas muito rápido. Pode falar os deles.
Eu tive uma estratégia no meu treinamento que foi ter 2 sparrings da categoria de 57 quilos, que são mais rápidos ainda, e outro de 61. Foi Ivan, Guilherme e Tayan. Então esses caras me trouxeram um treino adequado, todos 3 imitando o meu adversário e naturalmente mais rápidos que eu, e eu consegui equiparar minha velocidade a todos os 3. Então me sinto bem na categoria, meu peso baixou natural, então tive uma descida gradual de peso, então eu estou confortável. Vamos ter a prova real no dia da luta.
Yes, I prepared very well for this. My strategy is I brought in 2 flyweights, Ivan the Terrible and Master Splinter Guilherme, and a bantamweight, Tayan the Blade, and they all are faster than Sergio Pettis. So I was doing 6-minute rounds with them, and my weight has come down natural, and my speed, I've been able to maintain my speed and even get even faster and maintain my strength thanks to Best Bio, Chical Freitas.
There's a lot of debate amongst fighters, fans, even media about what makes up a GOAT. I'm wondering what you believe is the definition of a GOAT. What sort of things need to be on the GOAT's resume to solidify that title?
Muitas pessoas estão falando a palavra de GOAT, mas que significa para você? Que ingredientes para uma pessoa falar que ela é GOAT? E você acha que você é
I don't know, but I'm thinking on that, and I know there's a lot of GOATs in this game, but no one has 3 titles, so that's the difference.
We were just talking, I told him a story. I said, remember when he was in a featherweight tournament and he was able to select, matchmake who he gets to fight in the featherweight $1 million tournament, Grand Prix. And at that moment, when they told him that, he said, so that means I'm God. I get to pick who gets to fight. And that reminds me of, like, when you talk about GOAT Mountain, you're talking about the John Joneses of the sport and the GSPs. Both those guys got 2 world titles. The Henry Cejudos, Conor McGregor's, all champs. But nobody's got that 3rd division. And in my opinion, on June 16th, Patrício Pitbull gets God mode activated. He goes above GOAT Mountain. He's the one that selects who becomes on GOAT Mountain, in my opinion.
But first, let's win that fight.
Thank you.
My focus is on that.
Hi, Patricio.
Hi.
Your brother Patricky is scheduled to fight your former opponent, AJ McKee. What's your opinion of this matchup, and do you see yourself ever competing against McKee since your rivalry is tied at 1 apiece?
Patrick vai lutar AJ McKee, adversário de você. Você, no futuro, está previsando que você vai lutar ele mais uma vez, porque é 1-1.
We know a lot about the Jim McKee. He's good, he's tough. But I believe my brother's going to knock him out. And about me against him, I don't know, maybe if I go up to the lightweight division, I believe. But I don't think he's going to go down again.
And then you and your strikers, how do you see this fight playing out on the feet Friday night?
Você e Sergio Pettis são strikers muito perigosos. Como você está vendo essa luta vai acontecer?
It's going to be a war between snipers. So I believe my power is going to do the difference.
And Then Bellator just recently announced another show in Japan. You competed on the New Year's Eve show against Ryzen. Is competing in Japan something you'd like to do again in your career at some point?
Oh yeah, every year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, when you guys first sat down, the coach said the greatest Bellator fighter of all time. You just spoke about God mode. I know we can all talk about champ, and we know how significant it is for you to add a third title. But just looking at your resume, now adding another name, as you expect to do this weekend in Sergio Pettis, where do you truly feel your legacy is cemented in this sport? Not Bellator, not just champions, but overall as a fighter, as a mixed martial artist, how do you feel this weekend will cement your legacy?
A gente está falando aqui sobre Deus, como ativar como um MMA God, mas o que você acha fora do Bellator, fora do UFC, como você vai aparecer para o povo quando você ganha três títulos para a sua legacy?
Eu realmente não sei, os fãs gostam muito de campeões, eu não gosto dessa parte. Eu acho que todo lutador merece o respeito. Eu só penso em aumentar meus números do recorde e deixar meu nome o mais distante possível. Então essa é uma marca importante que eu quero atingir e eu garanto que é só o começo.
I've never liked to talk about or think about who's the best, and I think that's for other people to do. My focus is just accomplishing the mission and let everybody else decide.
Deixar os números mais novos.
Let them look at the numbers, let them look at the facts, and they can decide from themselves, but numbers don't lie.
Also, I don't want to get too far ahead, but what are your plans if things go according to plan this weekend for the future in 2023 and 2024?
Qual é o seu plano se você ganha Sergio Pettis nesse ano e 2024?
First, I have to get the victory. I don't know, we have Pat Mix as the interim champion, and maybe go to the fourth belt. I don't know. Let's see. We have to see what is going to happen. I'm feeling great. I'm fresh. I'm good.
Coach, if I may
Mic
look for
drop.
you.
Mic drop.
You've been around so many great fighters throughout your career. I would only say, in respect, a fighter like Patrício has to be possessed with being great to come to you and have this conversation of having a third title fight at a third different weight class. So as a coach, when you have someone this great come to you and say, hey, this is what's been offered, we're going to do it. How do you as a coach and everything that you are with all your fighters, how do you sit down and have that conversation? And then how do you game plan for this incredible feat?
Well, the first thing you think of is, can he make the weight? And as we've gone through this process, I see that maybe Patrício Pitbull has always been a 135-pounder because he's making it so easy, which makes him beating Michael Chandler at 155 in 1 minute. The same Michael Chandler that's fighting Conor McGregor at probably 185. That's what makes him so great. And once we figured out, we talked to Best Bio, if he could make the weight, I had no doubt whether he could pull off this victory. I think I was just at UFC 288 with Henry Cejudo coming off a 3-year layoff, and he lost a split or close split decision for the world title, and I just thought in that moment it was like a burn moment, and I thought, there's no way. I go, we're gonna turn over every stone for this next fight for Patrício to accomplish and conquer something that's never been conquered before. And so right after UFC 288, I go on the Ariel Helwani show. After that, I went down to Brazil, went straight to the gym, and lo and behold, I see Patrício's got something in store, a secret for Bellator 297. He brought in Sergio Pettis' old coach, of 8 years of the Pettis brothers. So, you know, he's turned over every stone to make sure that he can, for this victory to happen. And it wasn't much me, it's all Patrício. When I see he's willing to do whatever it takes, and he's willing to be on a diet for 6 months where most athletes aren't willing to do the diet he's doing for 8 weeks.
You mentioned how tough your opponent is. He's talented, he's technical. What do you see as your biggest advantage going into this fight?
¿Cuál es el mayor ventaja entrando a esa lucha contra Sergio?
My will. Nobody has my will. Nobody.
And Coach, you mentioned, bringing in Daniel Wanderlei, former coach for Sergio Pettis. Can you talk about how that came about? And was it a big surprise to just you, or did you know that this was happening coming in?
Oh, you know me. I'm a captain, and all is fair and love and war. I wish I could have thought of that tactic, but it was all Patrício Pitbull. You want me to tell it, or you want to?
A história?
Sim. Como...
Quer que eu fale a história toda?
Pode falar.
Eu fui em Recife, uma cidade perto de Natal, e a gente estava no hotel e eram 3 homens, só tinha uma cama, e aí, porque não tinha mais vaga em hotel. Fala isso aí.
I went to Recife to get my visa.
Uma história engraçada.
It's a city about 2 hours from Natal, Brazil. I have to get an American visa, tourist visa, or I'm sorry, work visa. And I went to my...
Eu tinha que achar um hotel, mas não consegui. Só tinha três homens e a gente ficou. Quando entrou no quarto só tinha uma cama.
There was 3 of us, and then we found a hotel, but there was only 1 bed.
Aí meu amigo Ronnie Jason tava pensando em quem pedir ajuda, e aí ele lembrou de um amigo, Hugo.
So one of our fighters, Tony Jason, former Ultimate Fighter winner, remembered doing a camp in Recife, and he had a friend named Hugo.
E aí quando a gente chegou lá, Hugo já era de madrugada, já era de manhã. E fala.
By the time we got to Hugo's place, it was already like middle of the night.
E o cara é um fã muito grande de luta e falou pra mim, cara, eu sou amigo de Daniel Wanderlei. Ele treinava os irmãos Pettis. Você vai lutar contra Sérgio agora, né?
He said, hey, I'm a huge fan of MMA, and I'm good friends with Sergio Pettis' old coach, Daniel Wanderlei. We grew up together as childhood friends.
E eu falei, sim, vou lutar. Aí ele disse, você quer que eu fale com ele? Aí eu falei, mas como assim? Ele não treina Sérgio? Ele falou, não, faz 2 anos e meio que eles não trabalham mais.
He said, you want me to give him a call? And he goes, well, doesn't he still coach Sergio? And he goes, no, he hasn't coached him in 2 years.
Isso era 3 horas da manhã, eu nunca imaginei que ia encontrar um cara que conhecia o ex-treinador dele.
It was 3 in the morning. I never imagined that I would run into someone who knew Sergio Pettis' ex-coach.
E aí eu fui para casa de manhã, treinei meu visto, fui para casa. E assim que eu cheguei em casa, eu recebi a ligação de Hugo, perguntando se queria que ligasse mesmo. E aí eu falei, porra, eu não quero ser antiético, mas se você ligar e perguntar por você mesmo, perguntando a ele, pode fazer a ligação.
So I went home, I went back to Natal, thought about it, and I gave Hugo a call. I said, listen, I don't want to be unethical. If you want to give him a call and see if he's available or interested in coming to Brazil and coaching, go ahead and see what he says.
E aí ele fez uma ligação entre nós 3, e aí Daniel falou que respeitava os irmãos, mas que seguiram caminhos diferentes, e que é profissional, e eu convidei ele para o meu campo e ele aceitou.
So we did a 3-way call, and he said, I don't work with the Pettis brothers anymore. We're professional, and
Eu tenho família para sustentar, e eu aceito.
And I have a family that I have to support,
Esse é meu trabalho.
and this is my job, and I'm interested. I'm interested in being part of your camp, and that's how it went down.
Thank you.
That's it.
That's it.
Thank you,
Last
guys.
one more. You mentioned a 4th belt. Was that like serious? Like, could you make, I'm assuming you would drop?
I think so. Before accepting that fight against Sergio, it's not my mind because I was like, how do I say, 18 pounds. I am like 7 kilos, like featherweight division, and I know it's hard to make the featherweight weight. But now I am like 6 months on diet or more, and I realized that it's possible. So after this fight, if I win the fight and the belts are available to challenger, I'm on it.
Thank you.
Wow. Drop the mic.
Nobody's safe.
What is your burn moment?